Hey guys, Joe here. Well, as you can see, I finally found myself two of the Walmart exclusive G1 Starscream reissues. So I thought I'd take the time now to unbox one of them and actually see what's inside and see if this $49.99 Canadian dollar figure is really worth it. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so as you can see, I've got two of them. I picked up one, keep this guy sealed, and this will be the one that I'm opening up, just so I can have one to play around with. And I always have to have something sealed, so that's the case of my OCD. Anyway, we'll put this guy aside since the boxes are the same, and let's take a look at this guy and see what there is to see. You can see the top of the box here. It does have the standard transformation images showing the somewhat simple metamorphosis from fighter jet to robot. And it's got the bilingual on the front because we're here in Canada. And you can see through the window there. Let's go like that. Nice clear pane. It was hard finding these boxes. There was about 12 on the shelf, and it took me going through all of them just to find two that weren't jacked up in any sort of way. Bottom of the box, Decepticon Air Commander Starscream. Interested there. Distributed by Australia, in Australia by Hasbro Australia. Interesting. And obviously made in China. Taking a look at the side. Standard picture of what you'd find in the G1 box, fighter jet as well as robot mode. The back of the box is where you would see a significant difference. It does have the standard space battle, I guess, fight scene, and they did manage to keep the same image or the same description at the top. World of constant change. One of the difference, I can rotate this here, is with the tech specs. You'll notice with this particular figure, there was no that red see-through decoder screen. So they made it so that you can actually see the images fairly clearly in terms of what the tech specs are for Starscream, as well as see here the robot points. There are none in its place. They've put just the Autobot insignia for authentic Transformers, but at least they did leave the cutout dots around it. Again, this obviously has no value now. And Starscream's description there. If you guys want to pause it, you can take a look at it. I don't know what's better. I've grown up with the Canadian version, so having English and French is nothing new to me. So I don't know what the Americans would prefer. But anyway, I'm just happy to see this figure. They did a great job with it in terms of bringing back some realistic G1 representation in terms of having the box with a nice flap crease, or with the flap. The one distinction with the flap though is in the G1 version, the box actually went up, and then back down again. So the flap was actually two pieces folded together, whereas for this version, obviously it's just a single piece of cardboard. Anyway, enough with that. Let's take a look at the figure and see what is inside. Okay, so I've already taken him out of the box. This is what was in there. obviously the clamshell with the figure, and you had instruction and sticker sheets. One thing I just wanted to make note before we went any further, and that was, I don't know if you can see it here, maybe not. There's a single piece of tape here that sealed this side. Meanwhile, on this side here, there you can probably see it right there. There is has been 2 applications of tape. Actually, looks like maybe even 3. One, another piece, and then another piece on top of there. And that was with all of them. Even with this other one here that I have, you can see, where is it there? Right about there. 1, and this one might just have 2, maybe 3, and then a single one on this side here. And this was probably due to QCing these figures. Obviously, they may have left the factory sealed on both sides, and then subsequently had the boxes opened, checked, or something may have been changed, who knows what, and then resealed again. So I've seen it on other figures. I've seen it on Takara figures from Japan as well. So it's definitely commonplace, not out of the ordinary, not something I prefer, but so be it. Okay, we'll start off quickly here with the instructions. So they came in a sealed packet. Here is the sticker sheet. This is the right side up. So as you can see, there we go. Number of stickers numbered up to number 8, 1 through 8. The main difference on this sticker sheet compared to like the G1 Starscream originally, there would have been the word the Transformers across the top. Obviously this one doesn't have it, but I'm happy to have a sticker sheet nonetheless, because again, it's the little things that matter. So there's that, and here is your instruction sheet. It's not a booklet, but a sheet showing the rather, well, if you're really a Transformers fan, a somewhat simplified transformation, though a couple parts may be a little bit tricky for new people, such as with the arms and then rotating the head through the actual figure itself. And then on the back, it shows the finishing of the instructions with the transformation, as well as where to apply the stickers on the figure. I, of course, will probably leave this figure unstickered, which is fine. I'm not super anal about things like that. I'd rather have stickers on the sheet than placed on the figure. So, without further ado, let's get going on this guy here. Okay, so first off, we'll lift up the lid of the clamshell. This did come sealed with tape on 4 sides. I've since removed it, except for one side. And that gives you a lot nicer look with a lot less reflection of what's been going on the inside here. To show you what's included, we have his 2 rear tail fins. Obviously these are stickers, but nonetheless they do look really good still. We have in here, if I can get them out, 2 of his missiles. These are his missiles for under the plane when he is in fighter jet mode. That's silly. You'll notice though the G1s were about half the size, and due to safety precautions for swallowing reasons and whatnot, they made them, I forget what year, but they made them pretty much twice the size. We have his fists. They're both his fists. There we go. You'll notice with the fist, there is this little, here's his thumb. There. They've got this little tab here on both of them, and the reason for that will be shown later. What's cool is they've included this miniature Megatron. Now, stuff does not remove except for that piece right there. And there is a reason for that. This was actually first introduced in the Takara book style release of Starscream. And if I can get them out and get rid of that, there is how Starscream is shipped. These are his laser cannons, or whatever you want to call them, right up there for when he is in robot mode, but they shipped it with that. So without further ado, we can start the transformation process. Okay, so let's get going on the transformation of this figure. I've previously removed these which were underneath his wings. So one of the first things you do is, aside from that, you're going to take off his wings, pop off the wheel. You're going to gently release the head a little bit and then push through, and this pops out his arms, and super stiff. There is no play on these guys. Nice and tight. The head you're gonna, and that was tight too. And maybe you can hear the creaking and cracking there. You push the head through, and the head pops up, and rotate that back. And one thing you'll notice is the eyes are already applied. With the G1 figure, you actually had to apply the stickers yourselves. Next, you'll take his wings, wing sockets, I should say, and rotate these guys back. And then you're going to put his wings facing down, like so. Spread them out if you want or whatever. You'll take his fists and you'll put thumb side on the right side. And this guy, you see the little clip there? That clip there will stick to that there. And then you can apply his missiles or missile holders to the arms, and because he's in robot mode, you'll apply the lasers. They still will shoot out, so be careful. You're going to take his feet, put it nice and tight, and then for stability, you're going to take his wings, or his rear rudders, sorry, put them on so, and rotate this around, and same for the other side, and rotate, and there you have G1 Starscream. And just to show you that these things shoot, now I'm going to move out of the way. There we go. Spring-fired mechanisms. Whoa, and I lost that one. Awesome. There you go. G1 Starscream in all his glory. Here is the Megatron piece. What you do is you pop them off. You put Megs into the top. And then that's what that bottom tab is for. Like so. And there you have Starscream holding Megatron, raining down fire upon everybody. Looks good. Looks good. Let's take a bit more detail into how the quality is of the figure. Okay, so taking a look into the quality, I'm happy with this guy. There's a lot of solid stiffness to him. The only thing I've noticed with my particular one is this side of the wing socket there is really sturdy and tight. This one here, there is a slight bit of play to it. It doesn't pop in and out easily, but it turns. So that's my only gripe, I would have to say. And I don't know if that's a QC thing. You'll notice the red air intakes going down and coming up and around. This is metal, red painted metal, and much like the G1 figure, you'll notice that there's no QC issues with the red paint in terms of chips. So really happy about that. The nose cone, instead of being hard plastic, this guy is hard rubber, and you can see that I can bend it there. But aside from that, this figure is super tight, super stiff. Oops, except for when you knock off pieces. You're not paying attention. The center chest cabin does open up for the little figures there. If this was the Masterpiece Starscream, there would have been detailed seating in there and the figure included. But aside from that, really nice. I'm happy about this figure. Happy that I got him. I'm happy that new fans can finally appreciate a G1 figure. I hope they do appreciate it, I should say. I know the price point might be, man, it's not bad, $49 for this guy. But it's been such a long time coming, and I don't think you're just paying for the figure. Like I said, you're paying for this packaging as well, and I think that's what makes it a deal worth having. Hope you guys enjoyed this character review and / unboxing video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, guys, you can find me on Twitter at ACDecepticon, and be good to one another. Keep on collecting. I'm Joe, and I will see you guys again very soon.